In today's video, we are watching The War on Normal Guys by Shoe. This should be an interesting one, and also, like, probably one of those videos where I'm gonna be like, oh god, society, where are we? What's happening?
Wendigoon is a horror conspiracy theorist YouTuber with several million subscribers, has a dark past with deep ties to far-right extremism. Wendigoon is very publicly friends with Turkey Tom. He is friends with Mutahar. He is publicly friends with Shoe0nHead, who is a conservative masquerading as a leftist.
That's one intro into that. I think I have one video from Wendigoon that we were supposed to watch as well. Damn, that started off really strong already.
A few days ago, I saw this video pop up in my YouTube feed. Bad conservative horror movies. And I was immediately intrigued. I love long video essays about stupid shit like this. But what I got instead was the worst attempt at a hit piece I have ever seen on YouTube ever.
Oh,
so sit
boy.
down and get comfy, because it's time for an old-fashioned video response.
Yay!
Now, before we get into this video, I just want to thank today's sponsor, you. This video is sponsored by all of you who donate to me on patreon.com. Thank you all very much. I made you some cookies. These are just for the people who support me on Patreon.
Aww! Go support her on Patreon, get cookies.
Only they
That's
get
really
it.
nice.
Not
Oh.
you. I see you, freeloader. Anyway, I've been pretty busy lately doing personal life
sorry,
things, but when this went down, I was like, I can't not
use Patreon.
respond to this. But by the time I was done with the script, the man had already deleted the video after it was downvoted to hell. But even though the video is gone, I still want to respond to it for 3 reasons. 1, I am directly involved in this. 2, I'm tired of these type of people running their mouths. And 3, this topic is pretty timeless. And that topic is what I like to call the war on normal guys. Last year I wrote a script for a video with this title, and it was about the YouTuber Wendigoon being cancelled on Twitter. For those of you who don't know, Wendigoon is a popular YouTuber who makes video about true crime, horror, and cryptids. And no, despite—
Yeah, I have an SCP video that I want to watch from them. I remember now.
popular belief, Wendigoon has nothing to do with gooning. Wendigoon is what most—
Why would people even think that? What? I am so shocked, but like, my mind is shattered. My mind is so shattered that it started snowing. It's like, exactly. Should I ask? Should I even ask? What is wrong with people? Oh boy. Okay.
most YouTubers who don't make political videos should be. His channel is completely apolitical. I don't like clicking a video about iCarly and then having to listen to you about how much you hate Trump, or clicking a video about Fallout and hearing you go off about how Joe Biden sucks. I don't care. If I wanted to hear milquetoast political opinions, I would watch my own videos. But no, despite being non-political, Wendigoon is a great channel. He has a good community, he's very positive, he's a Sunday school teacher, he has—
Like, people try and make everything political nowadays. Everything has to be political. God forbid you just want to enjoy something without having to go into, oh, the cesspool of humanity. It's like, oh, God.
a beautiful wife, he's friendly, funny, and kind, which of course makes him an enemy to the most annoying people on earth. Month after month after month, I would see threads on Twitter and on Reddit about how what a terrible person Wendigoon was. But when I would go searching for reasons why, there was really nothing besides vibes. I simply do not—
Vibes! He had bad vibes coming off him like stinky lines. Bruh. Yeah, I know those people. Those are the Twitter mob that comes after you the moment someone says something that's remotely sussy. They come after you, right? And they're like, "Oh, I knew there was something wrong with them. I knew they weren't right. I smelled it all along. My instinct told me, my gut told me." And they just like feed into that drama. It's like such a cesspool, man.
not like Wendigoon. He has bad vibes coming off him like stinky lines. The vibes on this guy have never been right. I live in the Bible Belt. He has the vibes of the kids who would have been comfortable saying racist and homophobic slurs and bullied me in grade school. He always gave me weird vibes.
Projecting much?
Deeply uncomfortable vibes from this guy. I initially unfollowed him because I started getting weird vibes from him. There are evil energies surrounding
I like this one. Previous comment was like, that's all I'm gonna say for now. I'm like, oh yes, because you totally have more, right? That you are not using.
This man. Wait, what'd he do? He used to be a youth pastor. Some people got weird vibes, and that's fair. It's rare to see a youth pastor with good vibes. What did Wendigoon do? Honestly, a lot of it is just the vibes. I needed more. I needed to hear some real reasons why people disliked this guy. I needed real arguments. I needed a living soy jack meme with a pedo mustache and bisexual lighting to string up and beat like a piñata. Enter in Praise of Shadows, aka Zane, a leftist video essayist straight out of the aging millennial hipster.
That description. What are these vibes? It's people's way of saying, I don't like the person, so like there's clearly something off about him, you know? It's like, it's the alert system that's supposed to go when you're in danger. It just happens to these people very, like, they're very in touch with their feelings, okay? You wouldn't understand. You're too normal for that. Oh, I never got that, honestly. I never got the whole, like, vibe check that people have.
Factory. Seriously, why do they all look like this? What genre of man is this? The mustache, the hair, the clothing, post-ironic neo-redneck? You know how some people talk about
Post-ironic neo-redneck? I sounded like a door right there. Bruh. He just looks like a guy that sweats too much and made it his attire, okay? Or puts too much gel in their hair.
About how women's taste in men gets all weird and fucked up when they're on birth control. These are the men. I'm gonna call them birth control hot. I'm in no position to talk about style. I still do my makeup like it's 2009.
I'm literally not even the person that can even talk about any of it, because like I went to a birthday party today and I took a photo and the photo showed that I am very pale and my lips are very pale as well, and all of me is extremely pale, and I'm trying to cosplay my VTuber model in real life apparently.
Zane is a horror movie video essayist who, for some reason, decided to randomly go after Wendigoon and several other popular YouTubers, and myself. His video starts off with him complaining that he got a lot of hate for his take about the movie Hills Have Eyes.
The hill people can be representative of anything that you want them to be, really. They can be Native Americans, and the hills themselves can be allegorical of them being forced back onto reservations.
You saw a bunch of cannibal mutants and thought of Native Americans?
Commented that. Why would you even go and say, like, they could be from anywhere and you give that example, man? Why? Oh god.
Anyway, he goes on to talk about how people were misrepresenting him and leaving rude comments.
The cruel and untrue things that you say about another person do in fact have direct impacts on them and the way that people culturally see them.
I like the editing with the irony there. I'm like, oh no, someone's boosting my video by commenting on it. Oh no, I'm getting more traffic and people are watching my shit and engaging with it, but they disagree. Oh no! I mean, don't get me wrong, right? There are some people that will leave comments that are really bad, death threats, and be very rude to you, then that's not okay, like, going after someone like that, but like, bruh.
Are these your own genuine original thoughts and criticisms that you have based on my actual words and things that I have done, or that maybe you haven't thought critically about what you were reading online?
Ah, nice. Now call the person that commented dumb and an idiot and that they're incapable of having their own thoughts and origins. Yeah, that's gonna make it better.
About other people.
And about how after this video, apparently a lot of his subscribers stopped watching him, and now he's poor and can't afford rent.
There was a month last year where I only made $500 in ad revenue. I can't live off that.
Which, if you're ever at this point, you need to get a job, or at least a side job. That's capitalism meritocracy. Either make better content, or get a job. Hey, maybe if we get communism, you can be the community YouTuber.
Sleep well, water. That goddamn, man. God. Like, I get it. It's rough out there being a content creator, and some months you're not gonna make a lot. But like complaining and telling people that their comments are not theirs and that they're too dumb to really understand it. Like, yes, people are gonna disagree with you. It's life. I've had bad comments. I've had people misconstrue my words. I've had people listen to 5 seconds of my video and then call me out on something and say like, oh, this person doesn't know what the fuck they're saying. Don't, like, if I had listened 30 more seconds, she said she was joking, but I didn't, so, like, she's wrong. And I just look at that, I'm like, thanks for the comment, I guess. I'm just gonna, like, move on with my life. Trying to prove to people that you're right, they're wrong is, like, why would you bother? People are gonna see what they want to see. Move on.
I'm just kidding. Your ass is going to the mines! Then finally, an hour into the video, he gets to the topic, conservative horror movies. But then suddenly, seemingly out of nowhere, it was like he accidentally uploaded a schizophrenic meltdown.
Oh boy.
If you're not aware, Wendigoon is a horror conspiracy theorist YouTuber with several million subscribers that, as you will hopefully come to see, should not be seen as the wholesome, southern, friendly dad persona that he has publicly constructed around himself in the past several years. And that, like many people who
why doesn't he have a tinfoil hat, man? It's missing. It's missing. You need the tinfoil hat, you need the music, like boom 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 boom. Add some dramatic flair to your editing.
talk about being Christians as much as he does, has a dark past with deep ties to far-right extremism.
Ooh, this sounds pretty bad. He's not the heckin' wholesome YouTube dad we all thought. What could he have possibly done?
There are many things that are red flags that we could talk about, from the bizarre gun ownership.
You know, the funniest part of this entire video to me so far is the fact that for some reason, people presume that we know the American political terms and that we give a flying fuck in the world about it.
Yikes! An American man owns guns? Not very heckin' wholesome, Wendigoon. He goes on to talk about how Wendigoon is rich, and therefore he doesn't respect Wendigoon's opinion on media.
He became exceptionally wealthy by the time that he was 19 or 20. I have no need.
So he's bad because he got famous and got money? Okay.
Or desire to hear 5 hours of opinions on Blood Meridian from a 21-year-old millionaire.
Like, what exactly is the correct amount of money to have where your opinions still matter? Like,
none. If you're rich, you deserve to die and you have absolutely no right to have an opinion according to the internet. And to clarify, that is not my stance on it. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people think that if you have money, you should no longer have any ability to say anything. Like, you don't want to listen to someone's opinion on something. Sure, don't listen. No one's forcing you. No one puts a freaking gun to your temple and goes like, sit down, bitch, and watch this video. Like, huh? What kind of argument is that?
Like, if you suddenly got a bunch of video views and a bunch of patrons like you want, would we be justified in dismissing your opinions on movies?
Yes,
this honestly
I'm okay,
just feels like a
what? Sorry, that was my cat.
conservative's idea of what a leftist is. Like, it's not just about hating people for having money. Like, what is Wendigoon's position of power in relation to the means of production? Does he own a business? Does he have employees he's mistreating? Not that I know of. He's just a guy who makes YouTube videos. Like you. Only difference is he's good at it and makes money, and you're not, and you don't. Okay, for real though, there's gotta be more, right? What crimes has Wendigoon committed? Well, to start, he committed the crime of having friends.
Wendigoon is very publicly friends with Turkey Tom. They have been seen together on multiple occasions, and I've seen online mentions that Tom was either at his wedding or at the very least was invited.
They have been seen together. I have seen online mentions that he was at his wedding. He's saying this shit like Turkey Tom is wanted for murder, and not like he just said some slurs on Discord when he was a teenager. Does this guy vet like every single person he's ever been friends with or
That's another thing that I don't understand. First of all, like, sure, you're gonna tell me that he's friends with X. That's not gonna tell me anything because I don't know X. I live under a rock. And second of all, this mentality that people cannot change at all, that people cannot do a mistake and get better, learn, educate, grow up, right? Like, oh no, someone said a slur when they were a teenager. And now they're an adult and it's been 10 years and they have a job, they have a career, and they've, you know, completely moved on from their past mistake. no, we gotta hang them and lynch them for what they did when they were a kid. Like, that's the part that I hate about the internet. You will never be forgiven. If you are a public figure, you're done for. Like, you had something in your closet from ages ago? Nasty. Tough.
Spoken to. Hey, before you enter my house, I'm gonna have to go through your Discord history from 7 years ago. I was gonna say no, but I can see this guy doing that.
Wendigoon is publicly friends with Donut
God.
Operator, and even retweeted a photograph of the two of them hugging. Donut Operator is a gun-crazed, very far-right YouTuber with 4 million subscribers. His content is very pro-state, pro-cop, pro-gun, and pro-death to people who don't share his beliefs propaganda.
Huh? Huh?
For example, one of his
Like, before we even get into this whole fucking mess, like, first of all, you can still be friends with people that you might not see eye to eye with. There are some topics where some people might be incapable of being friends with because, like, it's super different from them, but you can still respect someone's own decision and someone's own thought process and someone's opinion. Be friends with them, even though you don't agree with it. I don't agree with like, my friends and I don't agree or see eye to eye on everything. That doesn't mean I can't be friends with them. Why? Because they have a different opinion? They grew up different? What the fuck, man? Also, like, the guy that portrays him, like, he's showing situation where, like, bad things happen. I don't know the person's content, so sadly I can't, like, have an input on this person's content, but I guess we're gonna watch a video from them now, because
his videos is titled, Predator Takes Shotgun to the Face.
I love the example he used is a literal pedophile being killed. He's very pro-death for people who don't share his beliefs. Take, for example, this pedophile. Is that what you mean by people who don't share his belief?
Oh no! The guy made a video on a predator getting killed, and then another video of, like, another guy doing something bad and it backfiring and him dying from it. It's like, yes, that is really bad.
Out of all the videos, why that one? You're not gonna find many people who are gonna be like, oh no, the poor child molester. Well, maybe you will, but most people won't. Also, he's trying to act like Donut Operator is just a complete simp for the police, and he's really not. Even in the screenshot you show in the background, there's like 3 whole videos in frame where he's clearly being critical of the police.
For someone who supposedly is so very anti-government, Wendigoon seems very comfortable with a man who makes his living worshipping violence committed by the state. And the only
No Donut Operator, but, like, from those YouTube video thumbnails, that's not the impression that I'm getting. Like, what is, bruh, if you're gonna go for, like, a witch hunt, at least give concrete proper evidence instead of, like, some thumbnails and going like, you guys should know who this is, this guy's a bad guy because I said so. Like, where's the proof that he's what you say he is?
The only thing that one could reasonably gather from this picture of them hugging is that he too is a fascist bootlicker himself.
Actually, we can't reasonably gather anything because
how do you get fascist from that picture of them hugging? What? Jesus Christ.
You haven't given us anything to gather. You label this guy very far right, and he might be very far right, but you haven't shown anything very far right. Like, take a step back and evaluate the bare basics of what you just showed us. Wendigoon hugging someone who thinks it's okay when a pedophile dies. Okay, but let's be fair. Maybe there's more. Maybe there's something worse. Let's see.
He's friends with...
Yeah, like, honestly, so far, everything that's being portrayed from this person is just, I'm jealous that these successful people are not as nice in real life. And here's bad proof that doesn't actually say anything. Like, sure, they might not be. Most influencers are not what they seem online, and most of them are not really nice people behind the scenes. But, like, like, you're just throwing words out there and just showing some things that don't even make any sense. It's like, welcome to real life, dude. Like, not everyone is nice, and people with money have opinions as well, and some people are successful even though you think they shouldn't be.
Brandon Buckingham, a gun YouTuber who has been accused of threatening rape.
Okay, so first of all, let's rewind. This guy is not a gun tuber. This just proved this man did absolutely no research. I'm talking like 2 seconds going to this guy's channel amount of research. And for those who are unaware, that rape thing is a complete lie. It is a complete lie made up by, sit down, Sneeko. Sneeko made that up, and Sneeko had to apologize and admit it was a lie because it was literal slander. I just love how in his little breadtube tryout video, he uses Sneeko as a fucking source. I mean, it's not like his other sources are any better. His other sources being Reddit. He got like 90% of this information from a thread about Wendigoon in a drama subreddit called our YouTube drama. This man like borderline plagiarized Reddit comments. Source pee poo poo 123 and Sneeko. Nice job on the research, you fucking hack. Also, I love the screenshot he's using. This you, bro? This you?
Papa is home from the hospital and recovering. You can't kill this guy praying for you all. Yeah, that totally tells me he's a horrible person. Totally. Yeah.
Showing sympathy to someone whose grandfather is dying?
He has collaborated with Nick Crowley, who constantly makes money through the most morbid and shameful true crime content.
Now we're judging how people make money. Like, oh, that's rich coming from you, I guess, at that point. Like, you're making money from trying to stir up drama, but how does that even say anything about someone's political side because they have dark stuff like
of showcasing the last minutes of people before they are suddenly and unexpectedly killed.
So I don't know much about this guy, but it seems like your issue with him is that he makes true crime content. I mean, personally, I'm not a huge fan of true crime content, but it's extremely popular on YouTube.
Crowley is similar to Wendigoon, in that on the surface they seem fairly edgy, but clean enough. But then you notice
fairly edgy, but clean enough. He didn't pass the vibe check either, got it.
That he follows less than 200 people on Twitter, and among them are the same circle with names like Wendigoon, Plagued Moth, Turkey Tom, Mr. Ballin, and Donut Operator.
Oh no, he doesn't follow a lot of people. It's as if, as content creators, we follow people within our circle, and we just don't want to have a lot of follows because, yeah, we're content creators. We just keep in touch with some things, keep our timeline clean and things that interest us and move on. Wow, it's such a crime to not have a lot of following, sorry. Yeah, that's... Guys, lock me up, I'm guilty. I am guilty. Lock me up because I think I only have 69 following on my Twitter. And yes, it's on purpose.
On the surface, they look clean enough to pass the vibe check. But then you look closer and notice he follows people who don't pass the vibe check.
These people hate the police, and yet they're always like, sir, I'm gonna have to take a look at that Twitter follow list. Just absolute cop behavior. ACAB includes the follow police.
Wendigoon is publicly friends with Brandon Herrera, who has made jokes that implied that he was sympathetic with public shooters who killed leftists. I've also seen people insinuate that Herrera was with Wendigoon in the days of being part of the Boogaloo movement, but I cannot find substantial proof on if this is true or not. But I've seen several comments saying this, so online it is at least culturally believed to be true.
It's culturally believed that I saw some comments. Bruh, this whole thing stemmed from you being upset that people made comments about your video and weren't agreeing with you. So technically, it's culturally believed that you also are not okay, right? Like, which one do we believe?
Hey guys, I heard Praise of Shadows a dog. No, I don't have any proof, but it's culturally believed to be true.
He is friends with Oompaville, a gun-obsessed content creator.
Oompaville! What the hell did Oompaville do? He's not even political whatsoever. I guess that's the problem, isn't it? But no, you're a bad person if you shot a gun even once. This is America. That's like saying you're a bad person if you ate a cheeseburger. His other example of Oompaville being bad is making videos about Nikocado avocado, as if anyone and their mother has not made a Nikocado avocado video.
I haven't made one. I don't know who that is. I feel like there are too many names here, man. I want to go under my rock again. It's my happy place.
This is ridiculous. There has to be more.
He is friends with Mutahar.
Mutahar? Really? If someone can't be friends with Mutahar, they can't be friends with anyone. That dude is like so not problematic.
And has recently showcased a great deal of transphobia in his most recent video.
Okay, nothing in Mutahar's video was transphobic at all. I don't even know why I have to entertain this. Simply talking about a trans person isn't transphobia, and I wish that we could like move past this and just treat trans people like human beings and not like these like delicate little angels that we need to like step on eggshells around.
Oh god. What the fuck, man? Like, this entire drama thing is, I'm just like, I am so happy I live under a rock.
It's really f***ing weird.
Who argued against Andrew Tate being deplatformed from social media websites.
He believes in the concept of free speech for everyone. Wow. Just like the Nazis. This is what you're using to paint Mutahar as a bad person in order to paint Wendigoon as a bad person. You're running out of paint, bro.
Wendigoon is publicly connected to the internet historian, and is even
Oh my god, even internet historian got dragged into this. Man, this guy really went, I'm gonna go out with a bang and throw blank shells at every big creator. Oh, fucking hell, man. Like, can you imagine Wendigoon is associated with big VTubers, God, with big YouTubers, and he has his dark past is like
even appeared in his videos. The internet historian publicly said that his birthday was April 20th. It is not, and has only said that as a joke because that is Hitler's birthday.
Ah yes, April
what? Like, how do you connect the dots? How do you have to, like, why do you even see shit like that? Like, why?
20th, Hitler's birthday. There are no other jokes surrounding the number 420. It's
Nope, absolutely not. Like, can you imagine? Like, 420 is totally about Hitler. Yeah. Well, I guess he smoked a lot of weed on that one.
a weed joke. It's like making a joke about the number 69. This is either extremely dishonest manipulation, saying April 20th instead of the number 420 so people wouldn't notice, or you are profoundly mentally retarded, sir. Who the f sees a joke about 420 and all—
Oh no, Shoe, you used the R word. Come on, you're gonna get cancelled. It's 2024, you cannot say it without people being upset. It is like, I'm sorry, Wendigoon is now connected to you, and because of that, Wendigoon is a bad person. Said that random dude on the internet. Like, honestly, like, how the fuck do you make those mental gymnastics to reach that conclusion, man? Oh, I'd say calling that guy retarded is like insulting actual retarded people.
automatically thinks Hitler. I'll tell you who. Somebody with preconceived notions about others. Everyone is already a bigot, so everything they say is bigoted, instead of the other way around. Looking at bigotry and coming to the conclusion that that person's a bigot. No, you have this insane hater tunnel vision, which is why you're coming to insane conclusions like this.
We could talk about the time that Nick Spheres did a video about the disturbing movie Iceberg, who is a great horror trans creator, and in the comments of her video, he said, "We will be watching your career with great interest," which is just kinda gross.
That is a line from Star Wars. You really saw him being friendly with a trans person, the trans person being friendly back.
I love Sheep for the. That is a line from Star Wars, sir. Sir, where's that culture you were talking about earlier? Oh my god. That's a line from Star Wars, probably one of my favorite quotes now.
And came to the conclusion that this was transphobia? For f***'s sake, man, she ooh-wooed at him. Have you—
I'm dying. This just keeps getting better and better. Oh.
sat back and thought, hey, maybe if I have to squint my eyes and tilt my head and glue my balls to my butthole in order to paint these people as Nazis, maybe they're not Nazis?
He has interacted positively with Garant Thumb, who has said, "The traditional family should be encouraged and strengthened. I see little to no support from the government or big media."
Oh no! Can you imagine? He's associated and liked that. He believed. Oh no. How dare you believe something and have an opinion that is contradictory to what others think? No! Traditional family 2024! No, we can't have that. Nah. Sanity not required. Sanity out the window, man.
Traditional families? Not traditional families!
I love the editing on that one. So fucking good. Oh, it's like, for real though. It's like, oh no, traditional family. Yes, that truly makes him a heinous criminal that Wendigoon associated himself with. Oh. Hi, Dancy.
Now you know this
Thank
video
you
was
for the
made for one
biddies.
type of person and that type of person only. Because what the are we supposed to be mad at that?
For someone who is supposedly anti-government, he sure does seem to have a lot of wealthy white friends who actively work to uphold the values of the
Yes. Of course, add color to it as well. Yes. How could we forget? We have rich. He had rich, and now we have white. So we have rich white men, right? Have the whole trifecta of like, we gotta hate on them. We gotta hate on them because reasons. Oh, it took him a while to get race mixed up in it. I'll give him credit for that one. But yeah, don't forget straight. True, I forgot about straight because like traditional family, right? So hate on people that are wealthy white men that are straight. Like, God forbid you're those, you know, like, it's 2024, you can't have that anymore. Not allowed.
American Empire.
For someone who hates the government so much, they sure have a lot of wealthy white friends who hold up the American Empire. What the f*** are you saying? It's like lefty Mad Libs. He's just chucking a bunch of buzzwords at the wall and seeing what sticks.
For real, though! For real! I'm doing well, Dia, thank you. Oh, it's illegal to be straight during Pride Month. Oh my god. Cha. No, cha. It's illegal to be straight, apparently. All we need is misogyny and racist accusation. We have the bingo on the checklist, for real. Like, I don't get it, man. Like, sure, I understand. You don't like them. You don't like rich people. You don't like, apparently, white straight men. And, like, you have issues with that. But, like, that doesn't make someone a bad person.
Capitalism, cops, white, American Empire. Again, he sounds like a conservative's idea of what a lefty would sound like. He sounds like a Daily Wire sketch character. He goes on to talk about more Twitter accounts Wendigoon follows and how some of those accounts have liked problematic tweets. Now, see, I always thought fascism was hyper-nationalistic authoritarianism, but apparently it's actually when you follow people on Twitter that Walmart Noah Samson doesn't like.
He has publicly interacted in a friendly way with the account Rock Solid on multiple occasions.
Responding to someone on Twitter makes you best friends with that person. Hey, by the way, this you being friendly with YouTuber Sophie from Mars, who is allegedly an abuser, is that you, bro? Because according to your own logic, not mine, that makes you and her friends, which makes you a bad person. And personally, I'd rather be friends with people who make jokes on the internet than someone who allegedly puts cigarettes out on their girlfriend's skin. But honestly, I wouldn't hold this against him. How was he supposed to know? You throw a dart into a crowd of these people and you're bound to hit a sex pest.
He is publicly friends with Shoe0nHead, who is a conservative masquerading as a leftist, who has built a career off of lazy anti-woke content, complaining about SJWs, who says stuff like, Karl Marx rising from the grave finding out his movement has been taken over by fat, ugly, mentally ill losers.
I mean, what's crazy is
I love that. We need to go back to that frame. Oh. This entire part. Oh, bro, the US is so fucked. Your political system is so fucked, man. People are way too divisive and way too easy to throw someone in a camp and send them to the far extremes just because they exist. Oh. Oh, yeah, it's not just in the US. Like, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of the video is focused on American politics, hence why I said in the US. Of course, like, everywhere in the world we have fucked up situations and problems. Oh.
What's crazy is I could have given you like 20 examples of way worse shit I've said over the years, but instead you choose a random joke I made on Twitter. You just went to my Twitter and found like one of the last tweets I made. This you, Wendigoon? This you, bro? Congratulating someone on their wedding day?
You said congrats to someone without fact checking how they stand politically. Ooh, bad person.
Conservative masquerading as a leftist is so funny too, because like, what would be the point of that? Am I waiting for like a Soros check? It would be way more lucrative as a woman on the internet to just be a conservative commentator instead of pissing off all sides like I do. Also, the term publicly friends with is so funny. He keeps saying it, and like personally, it's hilarious to me because I have to be privately friends with several public figures because they are prisoners to their own audience, because their own audiences are full of people like this guy. So I have a lot of respect for people like Wendigoon who will just talk to anyone they want to and aren't scared of these crybullies. Also, I think it's important to say Wendigoon and I talk on Twitter sometimes, but we're not like best friends. I've never even met him in real life. But because he has the audacity to tweet at me, now all my opinions are his. And as for the lazy accusation, you got me. Honestly, this all would have bothered me way more like a few years ago, but
honestly, Shoe's editing is less lazy than the other dude's editing. So like, she put a lot more effort into it, including like properly taking the time to research some things, actually fact checking before replying to the dude, and like putting sound effects on her video, like, and scripting it to like, you know, be comedic on top of things. Like, yeah, oh no. Lazy content, oh no. It just reeks of jealousy, man. It just reeks of jealousy because someone's successful. If it's so lazy and so fucking easy, you do it. Like, that's my best advice to these people. If you think it's that easy, you do it.
I'm so over it now. Go ahead and call me what you like. I take solace in the fact that every woke idiot that comes at me eventually gets their own ass cancelled into the shadow realm, and yet I remain problematic and a moron forever. And I personally can't wait.
Problematic and a moron forever. Oh, sure. Like, I don't understand this. Why people can't just accept that. Not everyone has the same ideas as you. Not everyone grew up with the same morals ingrained into them. Not everyone has the same culture. Like, some people grew up religious. Some people did not. Like, why is it so hard to respect people's like choices on things as long as it's not infringing on yourself or affecting you? Like, what the fuck, man? People can have opinions.
Wait until the inevitable day an army of skeletons comes marching out of your closet. What does bother me, however, is linking Wendigoon to me in order to smear him. My friends and I aren't a hive mind, and that might be easy for most people to understand, but not for these people. People like this guy, they don't have friends. They have enemies and they have temporary allies. They have people they hate and people they will eventually throw under the bus the second that person has a problematic tweet one day.
He has said many times publicly that he lives in East Tennessee. It is about as white as you could possibly get.
Oh yes, because where you live dictates your color, and your color dictates what exactly? Like, I'm sorry, I'm not from America. I don't speak color, sir. Can you explain what exactly to be white exactly means? Like, please, can you be specific? She says as her hair is like white and like, bruh, I hate this whole like putting color foot forth. Like, I'm sorry, I grew up in a place where we don't look at people and label them based on their fucking skin color. That's weird. That's creepy. Get over it. Like,
Deep Appalachia is very white country, and for the most part, is exceptionally racist. Genuinely in this part of the country, you have to assume that any white person you meet is racist unless they show you otherwise.
you're literally being racist yourself, first of all, and you just pretty much declared that you are racist. Like, I don't understand why people put so much fucking emphasis on something that doesn't matter.
Holy shit! All white people from Appalachia are racist until proven otherwise. He's implying Wendigoon is low-key racist because of where he's from. He literally has no proof otherwise. No videos, no screen caps, nothing that shows Wendigoon being racist. But you see, he has to be. So because he's from Tennessee, he secretly must be. Making a broad negative generalization about somebody based on their race, but
It's
wokey,
dumb.
so it's okay. Appalachia's
It is so dumb. Like going, oh, this zone is just full of racists. Like, oh yes, let's generalize and lump everyone together and just randomly hit the entire place up because that's gonna land me allies and friends. Yes, let's further propagate bad shit. Oh my god.
one of the poorest areas in the country. And aren't you a poor motherfucker too? I know you don't want to hear it, but the working class revolution is not just going to be full of the purple-haired Starbucks baristas. It's also going to be Billy Bob the truck driver from Tennessee. And you have more in common with those guys than you do the rich bread tubers that you're trying to suck the farts out of currently. So why don't you drop the smug liberal attitude and show some class solidarity, comrade?
I don't understand what is like liberal about that guy. It's like, man, it pisses me off seeing issues like this being propagated back and forth because, like, you're not gonna resolve a problem by dividing things even more until you get, like, what, a specific group of people that can agree with you. Like, it's not like, stereotyping is not okay unless it benefits me. Yay!
Then, of course, there is his username. To the Algonquin people, the Wendigo is a negative spiritual symbol. He has attempted to deflect from criticism over the use of the name by saying that his grandfather was Native American. But I personally have to look at it from the hypothetical perspective, where say I had a black or mixed grandfather in this situation, and black people were telling me that I was doing something that was racist or offensive to them. I would then listen to what they were saying instead of claiming that I had the right to do it because I had some melanin in me. Especially if I were more or less raised within a primarily white cultural area like the Appalachian Mountains are.
Oh boy. Sometimes I wish I could just go to these people and ask them, so who decides these arbitrary rules? Like, who decides what is okay and not okay for an entire race of people? Like, where's the council for that?
And also on top of that, just, frequently associated myself with white supremacists.
Whoa.
What?
Where was the white supremacy? You spent like 10 minutes smearing a bunch of people Wendigoon talks to, but not once did you show any white supremacy. Again, just haphazardly throwing around lefty buzzwords.
I mean, clearly, he only has, white, rich friends, duh! So he has to be a white supremacist on top of it. Man, like,
White supremacy!
We could talk about his past and supposedly being a founding member in an online conspiracy theory group that, according to him, snowballed out of control into being a white supremacist neo-Nazi organization called
so many fucking words!
the Boogaloo Boys. In 2020, they killed several police officers in a drive-by shooting in Oakland, hoping that black people would be blamed for the violence, in an attempt to create racial tension.
So basically, Wendigoon was part of a libertarian group that eventually became more extreme and radical over time, and he no longer agreed with the goals, so he left it and he disavowed it. Okay, isn't that what you want? For him to own up to his mistakes and take accountability? You'd have a point if he was still involved in this group, or even if he was part of the group while the group was doing all these terrible things, but he wasn't. It's
like, this is the thing that I'm saying, is like, oh no, you did something, you changed your mind, you learned, you educated yourself, you got better, but no, you gotta forever repent and pay for the sins of what happened. Preferably for the sins of your ancestors' ancestors as well. Forever. Like, yeah, people can change, people can grow up, people can realize things, people can literally just make mistakes, man. It's human.
So funny he had to add this completely made up factoid that the Boogaloos killed cops in order to blame it on black people, but I couldn't find that literally anywhere. In fact, I found the exact opposite. The Boogaloo boys made sure people knew it was done by them. And it wasn't to spark a race war, it was to spark more anti-government sentiment. The Boogaloo boys are a radical libertarian group. They hate cops. So I think this guy made up this thing about them wanting to blame black people, so people in his audience wouldn't think the Boogaloo boys were cool. Yeah, they killed cops, but not in the based cool way we want to kill cops. This is probably the most damning evidence they have against Wendigoon, even though he's not involved in this group anymore, but they still f***ed it up. Zayn was
the equivalent of I play both sides, so I always win. Yep. Oof. Ah.
liking tweets from people, glazing him, telling him what an amazing job he was doing for finally going after Wendigoon, our glorious Reddit white knight, basking in the attention and glory of finally slaying the bad vibes dragon. All while Wendigoon left a nice comment on the guy's video, telling people not to be mean to this guy. Well, that sign won't stop me because I can't read.
I mean, it's also because the more comments you give that person, the more you're actually, like, helping them push their fucking agenda and get noticed. So, like, yeah.
Comment I found on this guy's video was like, loving the Wendigoon fanboys trying to deny that he's conservative. He'll get away with it because he's popular though. He'll get away with it. Get away with what? The crime of being popular online while not agreeing with you politically? Is that what this expose is about? Wendigoon exposed, not a communist. Nobody gives a shit.
So what if he's a conservative? Is that a problem? Which the answer to that is yes.
Why is it a problem, man? Like, he doesn't agree with you politically. Leave him the fuck alone. Not everyone has to agree with everything, and not everyone has to have the same views. Like, and just because he's conservative, it doesn't make him an extremist.
But the reason that I care is because this does not belong in horror, or anywhere. I care.
That's why he literally is apolitical from what people are saying. Again, I haven't watched his video yet. It's on my to-watch list, but like, it doesn't belong. You're the one bringing it up.
Deeply about horror, and everything that he does has demonstrated so far in his career that he should not be welcomed in our spaces, or even, you know, just in public in general.
What? What? Does this person hear themselves? Like, he shouldn't be welcome in our spaces. Excuse me, sir. Are you the space control police? Do you own the internet? Is that what's happening? Like, are you having like a main character syndrome where you think like space is a thing where everyone fits in except the people you don't want them to fit in, like an echo chamber? And then he shouldn't be in public, really. Like, he shouldn't be in public because he's conservative? What the fuck, man? What the actual fuck?
What? Okay. First of all, I assure you nobody wants to be in your space, bro. Imagine the smell. But second of all, in public? Wendigoon should not be allowed in public spaces. Wendigoon should not be allowed to exist in society because he is Twitter friends with people this guy disagrees with on Twitter.
Should not be accepted within society at all.
What the fuck, man? Like, how do you sit there as an individual and say someone else that you disagree with that hasn't done anything that is, like, I don't know, extremely illegal, should not be allowed in society, shouldn't belong in society? How do you, with a straight face, say that? I disagree with a lot of people, and I still believe that we have the right to be able to speak our minds, to have opinions, to form our own opinions, to do mistakes, to learn from mistakes, as long as it doesn't fucking harm people and it's illegal. Like, what's your problem? The fact that he influences others by making horror videos? Like, I agree, Jamie. I am also actively losing brain cells on my sanity by watching this. I just don't understand these people. Like, how do you say such statements? How? Just how? Who gives you the right to be such a shitter and basically tape off the internet space?
They should not be celebrated. They should be treated for what they are. Because remember, kids, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Well, you've told us you're a lying, manipulative hack, and I believe you. But Wendigoon's actions, words, and even comments he left on your video tell us he's a good person. You're so lost in the sauce, you don't even realize all you did to the average viewer was make this guy seem like a kind person who learns and grows from his mistakes. These flimsy accusations and guilt by associations may work for the NPCs in your audience who already hated Wendigoon based on vibes, but you need to bring more to the table than unsourced Reddit comments. If you're trying to convince the average person who isn't terminally online that this guy deserves to be ostracized from society. The fact is, most people have friends they don't politically agree with. Most people make edgy jokes. Many people are into guns. Many support the police. And most enjoy when pedophiles die. These things you listed as like crimes Wendigoon's friends have done in order to smear Wendigoon do not make them fascists or Nazis. They make them normal people. At the end of the day, this was just a witch hunt against a normal guy.
It really was.
But to these people, that is the enemy. The normal guy. They can dress it up however they want, but at the end of the day, that's what this video was. An attack on normal guys. And it's always been a war on normal guys. But hey,
honestly,
I'm glad
for real,
you deleted the video. Hopefully you learned from this, but according to your Discord messages, you haven't. Anyway, that was...
Oh my god. Wow. Nobody in the video refuted any of what I said. Yeah, because what you said was insanity, first of all. And second of all, because why would you give a bug any attention? You're just a leech. You're just there sucking and hoping that you can get fat off of it. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. Don't go so far as to say what I said wasn't right. Like, sorry, you have to prove your side. You just speculate and threw random words at people.
Haven't. Anyway, that was that video. I just really wanted to stick up for someone who absolutely did not deserve all the hate. Thank you again to everyone who donates to me on Patreon. You help so much. And I will see you all real soon with a new video. Bye!
Yeah, it was a nice video from Shoe, and it's baffling to me how many loopholes people have to go through just to prove a point that what if you're a white dude that's mildly successful, you shouldn't exist in society. I don't know. Like, you'd think people that want inclusivity and that advocate for being inclusive would show more compassion and be more understanding and not be this vicious, but apparently not. We live in a very weird world where apparently the conservatives are the one that are kind and telling people to not attack someone else. Oh, God.